The concept of the program began quite a few months ago when we were looking at how do we support our young leaders and create succession within the departments. So the ministry came up with the idea of actually celebrating these leaders, having them kind of displayed and awarded. So what we did was we gave the team a task to create a program and the criteria for the program. It's also in line with what CIG says is no silent wins anymore. So what we decided was to create a Home Affairs Emerging Leaders event. And what it does is celebrates our leaders, our young leaders, and prepares them for what happens next. So our option was to actually do an internal event or do a very large event that gave all of the 6 departments an opportunity to come together. And I think what we have done today and what the team has done today actually celebrates the largest opportunity across CIG to say we are emerging leaders within CIG.
I want to do a big thank you, shout out, commendation to our acting Chief Officer here for the Home Affairs and his leadership team. Thank you very much for getting us here today. I was driving over here and I said, you know, I think if we had developed, tell me your words again. Theme. One mission, one team. I love that. I think if we had developed that, 20 years ago, I wouldn't have right here. And I think Mr. Greaves would have here. Yes. I was just speaking to Mr. Greaves. It is worth mentioning that Mr. Greaves has been with us for 40 years. Mr. Greaves.
But ladies and gentlemen, it is my privilege to be here this evening as we come together for 2 important occasions today. First, to celebrate our frontline officers and teams from across our ministry. And second, to launch the Ministry of Home Affairs Emerging Leaders Program. Today's theme is one mission, one team, protecting, serving, and leading with excellence. This perfectly captures our shared commitment, ladies and gentlemen, our shared commitment. This is not just between one ministry or the government, with elected governments, our shared commitment to build a safer, more resilient Cayman Islands.
The fact that you're in this room today and talking about how you can do it to the best of your ability demonstrates that you have that passion that we are looking for across our civil service, and that will make us world class. Everything in this strategy that the Deputy Governor has supported is about our people. Every single goal that you see is about our people, because we know that it doesn't matter what kind of AI we might invest in. People make lives better. People are going to make the Cayman Islands civil service world class. And people are going to deliver on the government's priorities to make sure that every single citizen and resident of this country is living in the best place in the world.
You know, that's always struck in my mind that I think very often when we're thinking about leadership and how we do it, we often tend to think, how am I going to do it? How am I going to show that I'm a great leader or whatever? But actually so much of it is about looking around and figuring out how are you bringing everyone with you and how are you able to do it as a group. And that's really, really important to us here in Cayman, I think, as well. I'm also a really big supporter of the idea that leadership is not just about the boss, is it? You know, it's at every single level. And I'm very aware that whenever I want to get things done, first thing I will think is, well, who are those 3 or 4 leaders at different points in my organisation who I can rely on to bring that group of people along or to sort that aspect of it. So it's wonderful to see there's such a mix of people here today, because I think you will all be grasping that leadership challenge and taking it with you.
So being an awardee, it's a good feeling. I mean, you are putting the work, and over the period of years, I mean, it has escalated from just being a line officer at a minimal to grooming yourself, being an acting supervisor, and now seeing that it has all paid off, you have been recognized as an emerging leader. It has been somewhat of a self-fulfilling.
Home Affairs' new Emerging Leaders Program. This is a transformative initiative that will shape the trailblazers of tomorrow.
This is an amazing event. It's the Ministry of Home Affairs Frontline employee event. The Ministry of Home Affairs oversees most of the public safety, emergency services, and criminal justice sectors in the Cayman Islands government. And so this is an event that recognizes and celebrates employees that serve our country on the front line every single day.
Realize that every single moment that you think may be a setback is actually a teachable and a learnable moment, right? So we learn from every step or misstep. We learn from every situation. And anyone who exhibits humility, grace, and mercy, I will always look up to.
Thank you for serving our community. Thank you for making our country safer. And thank you again to all of our amazing panelists for sharing your experiences.
Today's event has been truly inspirational, encouraging, and a first in a line of many, many other events, much like this, where we can say thank you to our teams and continue building a great, fantastic